politically, they are all over the place. The one commonality is that free ice that you had as a child. That's true of outside of Moscow, Quebec City and Boston. And everybody feels it. If you see the NHL is going to this kind of retro look of the outdoor games, which have been wildly successful, and it's drawing on their experience as kids. That's not happening anymore, and people are starting to slowly make that connection. I would only say that the people who don't have a concern about this, they have a concern that the pond's melting, but they don't always make the connection, and it's just, as Jeremy said, education. As soon as they see the facts, the light bulb goes off. So we just need more education.
One quick, probably yes or no question, we'll start with Mr. Richter. Is the corporate community doing enough to engage? I mean, one of the things I just saw at the World Surf League event in Tahiti is they're wearing these fluorescent jerseys to raise awareness around coral reef bleaching. Sure. And so the reef fluoresces right before it dies, and they were all talking about it. And I thought that was a good platform to really convey what's happening to 4 or 5 million people who are watching this event. Are there similar partnerships, or do we still have some work to do?
Look, I'm conflicted on that because companies are in business to make money. And so unless the environment in which they're making that money gives them the direction, they're going to do what they need to do to make money. And that's a problem. I think they're doing an awful lot, and that's a good thing, but not enough. Clearly, we've got problems, and they're not solved. So I think this is one of those existential issues that requires all hands on deck, and that's government, and that's individuals, and that's the capital markets, and they have to work in unison. Right now, they're not, and people are profiting from not doing it.
So I can finish on time, yes or no?
It's like any problem. How do you deal with it as an athlete? How do you deal with it as a person, as a business person? Is an opportunity wrapped in that problem, and somebody will take the lead, and it's already starting to happen. Most of the solar panels that I see are manufactured in China.
Exactly.
Even if we allowed China to manufacture every widget that we need, we can put these people to work here. You're not exporting someone up on a roof screwing in a solar panel. There are so many jobs. There's so many opportunities. I see it every day, and the headwinds I'm fighting as a entrepreneur in the energy efficiency world are monumental. I can't hear one more time about the incentives that solar needs. Everybody gets incentives, and more so for the fossil fuel industry. So we can lead, and it starts with policy, but everybody has to understand how grave the situation is. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're talking about snow and melting ponds can seem trivial from a distance, but I went back to school after my career, and it was only 10 or 15 years ago. We're talking about your grandkids are going to feel this effect. We are feeling this now, and what people have to understand is it's now, and it's every square inch of our life, from melting snow to the economy. So I think that's where the conversation has to shift. And yes, America has to lead. We can't follow on this one.
Yeah.
Whether it's a business efficiency or efficiency getting down the hill fast. And we've put a monkey wrench in that entire thing by really rigging the system. And it's an incredible thing, this slow motion train, to being a follower in the world in the worst way, watching our country that has all the capacity. You have these Elon Musk popping up, and he can't, change as much as he wants to and as quick as he wants to because of the incumbents, frankly. And one thing that maybe needs to be discussed is this is not about sacrifice necessarily. We have to. There's going to be sacrifice necessary. There always is in challenges. But this is about a better life, a better way of transportation, better performing buildings, better air, better water. Everything about this is a political issue. By definition, it is absolutely not a political issue. It hits old, young, male, female, whatever. Everybody's affected by this. It's an equal opportunity tragedy. So I think the more we can underscore that, I've never met anybody okay with the flooding that's happened. I've never met anybody, rich or poor, that's okay with the heat waves and the fires and everything else. So as we can get away from that, I'm not accusing you of doing that. It has become politicized in terms of its solution.
No, that's fair. I agree.
But that bothers me to no end because it is suddenly then it's someone else's problem because it's political.
Yeah, no, but I think you touched on it. I think what the conversation should be, and this is what I have around my